Good morning. This is Sizzling, powered by Fit to be Trained, coming to you from the Deep End Broadcasting Network studios in the lovely Virginia Beach, Virginia, in the United States of America. You can find this program on deependbroadcasting.com and subscribe to this network's YouTube channel, Deep End Broadcasting. I am Karen Doherty, however you pronounce it is correct. You can also find me online everywhere with Fit to be Trained. Here's my logo. It's everywhere. And I should mention, I've been working a lot online lately. I do have two websites. One's Fit to be Trained Online and one's fittobetrained.com, which can be confusing. It's not going to be like that forever, but
what's the difference, Karen?
Well, thank you for asking. Fit to be Trained Online is kind of my side hustle. I'm trying to move online, not completely, not 100%. Whenever I say that, I want to be clear to my live and in-person clients here in Virginia Beach. I'm not going anywhere. It's just something I've always wanted to do, is build a platform online, and kind of what we're doing now, and start promoting this podcast, my online coaching business, which is where we do all kinds of fitness training. We even have some classes and stuff available, and you can do it all virtually. I have clients from New Jersey, from Wisconsin, from Texas, from here even. So it's really a cool program, but it's done all online and in your own home. So yeah, so I should, because I've been working on that stuff, and I was like, that's right. I always come on the podcast and go, you can just find me all over Fit to be Trained, but it is a little bit confusing because it's Fit to be Trained Online. There's Fit to be Trained Live, in case you're a local person and want to come and do Pilates Reformer live. I specialize in that, and it's kind of like I'm all over the place, so when I try and even hire marketing people, I can tell they're standing there scratching their head, like, where do we start? And so it gets overwhelming. It can, and my business goes up and down. Like yours is seasonal, mine goes up and down as well. Where we're getting ready to get into the busy season. Do you know why, Steve?
Because it's warmer out?
Yeah, spring is in the air. Let's reset. So you'll see me advertising online, because now this is a great time to motivate people. Like people like to motivate right before the new year, and spring is actually my favorite reset time. And so it's easy. I actually advertise more in the spring than I do at the new year. That's just me personally, but because I love this reset, I love the spring. I love fall, but I love the spring too. And so what I did, because I was really like, what should I do for my podcast this week? And you'd be proud of me. I actually meditated because I just had to lay down. I set my timer for 5 minutes.
Oh, nice meditation.
Just to quiet my mind. So if I had so many ideas, I'm so busy right now. My brain's going 100 miles an hour. So I wanted to quiet it. I set my timer for 5 minutes. It went off and I reset it. So I was there for 10 minutes where I was really just trying to breathe and calm down. and
it worked, didn't it?
Well, here I am sitting here with 4 pages of material because, it does work. It's not like it came to me during the meditation, but I got up and then I was like, duh.
Yeah, well, so you take your dog to the Brock Environmental Center, which is right by us.
All the time.
And for everyone out there who's not listening, the Environmental Center is, it's just that. It's a building on a piece of property that has wetlands, that has maritime forest, that has walking trails, that has little
beautiful
beaches. They have a boat dock for oyster restoration. And a little bit of controversy there that has nothing to do with the show, because now they want to make it back to the some old wetlands that they used to have. And then they built the maritime forest. And now they want to use the environmental credits back, because when you destroy wetlands here in Virginia, and this is probably more of a national thing, when you destroy wetlands, you have to replace that with equal or better amounts of wetlands somewhere else. And that never happened. So somewhere it needs to have wetlands established. There's nowhere really to establish the wetlands except for the place that it used to be. And that's what they're trying to move forward with. But meanwhile, in the maritime forest area, now you have all kinds of big birds who live there and other animals. And it's a natural habitat for a lot of the wildlife that really doesn't have anywhere to go elsewhere besides that little nest of maritime forest. So that's the big controversy going around here. But there have been several times where I have all the questions in the world in my head, and I go to the Brock Environmental Center walking trails, take a walk, and then I have the answers to the universe completely in the palm of my hand.
Well, that's so fantastic, because let me tell you, that is part of what we're going to talk about today. You just covered something. So we've got that checked off. And what is it? It's to get outside. Like now with spring resetting, I mean, it's resetting so much that daylight savings is this week. So we extend our daylight time. And for some of us,
that's this week. Huh?
Yeah. So that's what really made me go, oh yeah, that's right. I looked at the calendar. It's this week. And we're already hearing the birds in the trees here in Virginia Beach. Like that's what I noticed first. Even though we got this massive snowstorm, what was that, last week or the week before, the birds are so active here. So anywhere, doesn't matter what state you're living in, that means spring is coming. They're busy. They're coming back here and they're coming back home if they went south. So it's really a great time to get outside with longer evenings. You have more opportunities to enjoy the natural light, which I've been scratching my head at home because I got to make a posting calendar for one of my, I call them bosses, people that I hire that tell me what to do to get my business off the ground. And I wanted to do it on vitamin D. And vitamin D is all about, lots of things, eating, obviously, but getting outside. And not to get off on anything, but, we're supposed to use sunscreen all the time outside. And if you can get outside for 5 minutes before your sunscreen.
Yeah, well, that's what our guest said a couple weeks ago, right? She said that.
Oh yes,
sunscreen can be actually.
She sure did because of the ingredients, right? Yep. And then this. Okay, fair enough. Okay, my reasoning for it. Yes,
I feel like I have fair skin, so maybe I just shouldn't be in the sun anyway. It's not like you're the most swarthy of complexions over there either, Karen.
I don't
have a hint
like
of fair
the
skin
sun at
all as well. Yeah, so
but
even me owning a pool business, I gotta limit my my availability nowadays.
Right.
So I work in the mornings and that's it. And I try to get out of the sun.
Yeah, I do too. But the reason why I said that is the vitamin D thing. I think it's like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I still crave that.
I'm going to post about it.
Endorphin rush of the sunshine feeling hitting my body and
without the sunscreen, apparently. It makes a difference because the sunscreen will block some of the things that you want.
Especially when you're super pale, like right now. Oh my God, it feels so good.
I know, but I do wear sunscreen in the summer for sure. But here's me lately. Like I used to be, when I was younger, I used to wear makeup, during the day. And now that I'm older, I'm like, I don't really wear it as much. So makeup for girls was protection. There was a layer between us and the sun. So now I have to kind of watch out for that and figure out what I'm going to do. So ladies that are aging and you're like, man, I've kind of aged out of that makeup feeling. I just don't like it on my skin. It looks terrible. It makes me look older. That's my choice. But now I do need to figure something out of what I'm going to use as that barrier. But this is a great time to do spring fitness goals. Like what do they say? Summer bodies are made in the winter. And winter is sneaking away, and I lucked out with my clients, whether they were online clients or live. What I did before, when it was October 31st, we celebrated Halloween, and we all And what that turns out to be is right under 5,000 steps. So I just want to say that I'm not poo pooing the 10,000 steps. I'm not poo pooing whoever made that up, whether it was government issued or whatever. I'm just saying, like, make your goals obtainable and something that is an enjoyable achievement, not something that is like, oh, I have to do 10,000 steps. Okay. So if yours is just, I want to walk around the block, I did that. I think it was last spring or the spring before, where I tried to jog around the block because one of my clients was 90 years old. And that's what he did when he was young, every day of his life. And he was successful, had 5 kids, a beautiful wife. I thought maybe there's something to that one run around the block. So I did that for a while, and that's, a block. You can do it. It didn't last forever, but that's what I wanted. I always have to say achievable goals. That's a big thing for me and my clients. I want you guys to feel like you're achieving something. So don't set something So big. Meal prep with seasonal foods. It's a great time to switch up and start checking out what's in your produce aisle. I've been eating potatoes and eating potatoes and eating potatoes all winter long, and I love potatoes. I might not stop, but it's spring now, so notice some new things are going to be coming out on the shelves. Morning workouts. Now we are earlier. I am already an early person, so I'm either working at 6 a.m. or I'm at the gym at 6 a.m. Most mornings. I missed today. I woke up at 6:15.
Yeah, me too. I woke up a little later than
I don't know. Maybe it's the weather too, and your body might need it. I have been really tired.
Well, I've been sleeping. Actually, this last week I've been sleeping good, so I've been trying to keep that momentum.
Me too.
Of sleeping good rather than tossing and turning and being up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning.
And that is that, what? I skipped that by mistake because we were talking about outside. The number one thing to reset this spring is your sleep schedule. So I think that's what's happening, because I have heard a lot of people are saying, God, I've been sleeping better. So the change may be scientifically, barometric pressures involved. I don't really know. Unfortunately, allergies come. I have quite a few clients that have allergies that struggle with that.
I get wrecked.
So
that's the other thing now.
Right.
You always
right.
Am I sick again?
Yeah. Be kind to yourself. It is allergy season here in Virginia, and of all the states that I've lived in, which are New Jersey. My brother had allergies in New Jersey growing up. I remember that being a struggle for him. But Virginia is the very floral. It's a very beautiful state.
A lot of people don't so I probably have this a little bit wrong, but people like who live in Wisconsin and places like that, they have no idea what allergies even are for the most part.
They get them, but it's different because I lived in Minnesota.
Yeah, okay, you're from Minnesota.
It's nothing like here. No, it's really bad here because there's so many different.
I was having them really bad and traveled there and felt like $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Came right back here and started feeling horrible again. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, there you go.
And they have their own version because I had friends that had them in Minnesota, but it wasn't anything like it is here.
Right.
It's really a struggle for people here, where I get clients because I teach Pilates reformer and basic fitness, and they'll come and say, and most of them really enjoy the Pilates reformer, which is a piece of equipment you lie down on for some of it, and they will skip that part. They can't lie down. They'll come and they'll be like, I can't lie down. My head's too.
And for those of you wondering why it's so bad here, it's simply that we have so much forest and vegetation on our mountains.
Floral and gorgeousness. It's really pretty here. And this is probably one of, I hate Minnesota. Was a beautiful state. Theirs was fall, but God, spring in Virginia. Oh my God. I remember when I first moved back here, I was like, oh my God, this place is unbelievable with the azaleas. But again, you pay for that with azaleas, with allergies, unfortunately. But let's move along. So you're going to start meal prepping with seasonal foods because it's spring now. Morning workouts. The earlier sunrise can help motivate you to work out in the morning. If that's your thing, it's no big deal. A lot of people like working out in the evening.
There is no better feeling of accomplishment, though, than when you get a workout done at the beginning of the day.
I do it in the day.
Because you can tell yourself the rest of the day
it's over.
That it's over with. And not only that, is you feel the positive endorphins from the workout all day as well. They have a lingering effect on your personality, on how you act. It's almost as if you're a whole different person, to be honest.
That's why, pardon me, I have like a little froggy in my throat talking about allergies, but I have ADD really, really bad. And anybody who knows me knows that to be true. And when I do a really good workout in the morning, it helps with that. It really helps me kind of calm down, I guess. And it's not saying, sometimes, very rarely it'll do the other. But most of the time, exercise really helps me to chill, even if it's a really hard workout. So that's why I do it. But I exercise at noon. Like today I'm working out at noon. I like that too because it gives me energy. And then when I exercise in the evening, I love how that buys me some hours at night because I do admit I go to bed early. And if I do exercise around 4:35, I might get to stay up a little bit later. So it's all good for me, but that's because I love exercise. But those of you that don't love it, find that sweet spot that you benefit most from. Practice mindfulness outside. So we were talking about both those things, but not together. So take it. Well, that's not true. Steve said how he goes with anxieties and issues and walks around the rock center and comes home with some answers. So take advantage of the pleasant spring weather to practice mindfulness in nature. Sit in a park, breathe deeply, and enjoy the season. It is a beauty. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I like this one. Reevaluate your screen time. So now, because I'm really guilty of that, especially right now, because I'm working on taxes, I'm working on advertising, I'm working on scheduling, I'm working on programs. I'm like in on a screen. And then when I relax at night, I'm like, I finally get to watch some junk TV. And I turn the TV on, which is another screen, and then I fall asleep. I don't ever really get to watch anything. But yeah, I think for me, that's a big one. Reevaluate your screen time. Embrace a new hobby. I like that one. I have mine picked out. I just am a little busy right now. It might be the summertime. I'm going to do line dancing, but it's coming. But embrace a new hobby. Find something to do with the extra time, even if it's meditation. That could be a hobby, or gardening is on here, hiking, cycling, which can benefit both your body and your mind. Something I wanted to talk about, because we're talking about spring and all the new things we can do. I want to talk about taking your workouts outside and what that entails, more than just finding your exercises, like choosing the right gear, like your footwear, your clothing, your sun protection. That's the stuff I want to talk about today, just because that matters. Your shoes really, really, really matter in the fitness world. And any client will tell you that I am so strict about shoes. And when somebody comes for a consult or whatever, I look at the bottom of their shoes to see how they're wearing their shoes, how they're gating, how their gait is. I'll watch their gait. I'll check and see their alignment. And a lot of times a crappy pair of shoes that are worn in or too old are going to mess up your alignment. And so therefore, your activities that you're doing outside in your shoes that are messing with your alignment are going to make you unaligned. So I'm a little bit of a stickler for that. So your footwear, invest in appropriate shoes for your chosen activity, whether it's running, hiking, or cycling, or just walking. I got this list with running in it. I'm never running. But a lot of my friends are into running. So there's plenty of cool running shoes out there. Clothing, opt for moisture wicking fabrics and layer up so you can adapt to the change in the temperatures. We all know that spring is where everything's really wonky. Like, it's cold, it's hot, it's rainy, it's not. So, be prepared a little bit. Dress in layers. I'm in this industry, so I'm lucky. I have a lot of cool kind of wick clothes. I have short sleeves, tank tops. I have jackets. I have two things on. One's a ski top and the other one's. So I have all kinds of clothes as such, but regular people don't. So when you're out shopping, just look out for, you want to be able to layer, and you want to be able to get that sweat off your body, away from you, so you're more comfortable. Sometimes cotton clothing, as much as it's comfortable in the regular world, in the fitness world, maybe not so much. And, regular sun protection, sunscreen, sunglasses, a hat. I'm big on hats. Because, like I said, I'm not wearing as much makeup anymore. And so I do need some sort of protection. And I'm guilty of forgetting the sunscreen, sweating it off, and not putting it back on. Warm up and cool down. Outdoor conditions can challenge your muscles differently. So I like this. I like that this is brought up. Anything on gym equipment is going to be different than outside, even straight up walking. I mean that. And that's a whole different podcast, but I'll explain quickly, briefly. Obviously a treadmill is flat. You have different levels when you're walking on pavement, on grass, on the beach around here, so it changes things, which again I would want you to have good shoes, really good shoes on. Start gradually, please. That's actually number one. I just didn't want to get stuck on that. You need to start gradually. If you're used to running on a treadmill, begin with a shorter outdoor runs, because adjust to uneven terrain, which we just talked about. We just talked about that. And you don't have to run. It can be walking. I don't know why everything's running. Hydration. Oh God, I ran into that so bad last week. Oh, I got dehydrated. Oh my God. And I'm talking about, like, I won't even bore you guys. We talk about hydration all the time on this show, but it is a problem for me. I don't know what the deal is, but I got so dehydrated last week. And so I've got my water today. And my thing with me is I drink a lot of liquids, but I drink coffee. I've been sneaking in, I'm embarrassed to say it as a fitness trainer, there's energy drinks. I mean, they're bad for you, you guys. Try not to do that. But I'm drinking a lot of fluids, but you can't expect coffee, tea, energy drinks to hydrate you, because they don't. They dehydrate you. I'm embarrassed, but I got to be transparent on this show and let you know that, yep, I drank too much caffeine last week and got really dehydrated, and I was so tired. My muscles were cramping. And as soon as I drank enough water, well, I'll be darned, I was up and about, ready to go again. Safety tips. This matters here in Virginia Beach. Be visible. And I'm sure it matters wherever you're listening from. If you're on a bicycle, be visible. Be visible. I mean it. There's a lot of cyclists that get killed on our roads around here. Runners, not so much, but bicyclists down in that park and stuff. Just make sure we can see you on the road, and try to be polite to the drivers. Pay attention to your surroundings. Be mindful of uneven surfaces, traffic, and other potential hazards. I know this sounds like elementary, right? But
right.
And maybe that part is, but
it's easy to get distracted and have your head off a swivel.
Well, that's what I mean.
Honestly, you can't trust people in cars because they're texting and driving,
and they've got headphones in.
And half the time, it's just not that you're wandering out into the street. It's they're driving up on the sidewalk.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, everybody's got headphones on. Like, I've always wondered, like, I could never ride a bike with headphones
down
on.
the coffee shop by us at the bottom of the bridge, right?
Yeah.
So notice this, and when people walk notice this summer, because you live right on Shore Drive as well. But when people walk to the beach here, a lot of times they stand on so our street's East Stratford, right?
Right.
If we're facing the beach, getting ready to cross Shore Drive, you need to stand on the right side of the street, because the cars are coming fast off Shore Drive and taking quick right-hand turns into our street,
into that neighborhood.
So if you're standing,
oh my God.
So if you're standing on the left side of the street,
you're gonna get hit.
They're bound to come around the corner, not realizing that you're there with your beach cart, and then or
your dog.
But now, how about this? Look at the coffee place the next time you're there, because behind that racing place, it's like bushes and all that, and that is a complete blind spot. and people will definitely come flying off the street because they have people behind them up their rear ends
Right.
speeding, so they're kind of forcing you to speed. And you'll see man, woman, baby carriage, dogs,
Oh.
and they're just kind of almost oblivious
Like little targets.
that can actually happen,
right.
or be a potential to actually happen. And it's almost like you want to tell them, hey, dude, walk on the other side of the street. It's have some wherewithal and situational awareness.
Well, I'm glad
about
that
yourself.
you found it serious too, because I didn't want to sound like somebody's mom lecturing. It's really, it's very,
I don't
very
want to see a
serious
bloody
here,
stroller smeared all over the street, right
especially in
front of
our
me.
town, because
Yeah.
we live in a tourist area too. And I used to ride Harley, and I say used to, I might ride it once or twice this year, but I'm actually afraid to now because our town is too busy. And the one light that I live in, they said to me when I was pulling, like other bikers said to me, make sure you wait till everybody stops at that light. A lot of people run it. And I was like, good to know, because you could be coming out on your Harley and you get smushed. So it's a big deal. Yes, pay attention to your surroundings. Be mindful of surfaces, traffic, and other potential hazards. That is for real. So share your route with a friend or family member, especially if you're hiking or running in a remote area. So you want to be safe out there. You really do. Safety tips are important when we're getting out and about. And I wanted to talk about this because everybody talks about the other stuff. This is kind of the boring, unsexy stuff, but it's got to be talked about. Leverage the elements. Use outdoor features to enhance your workout. For example, park benches, of course. People kind of know this. Step ups or tricep dips. And hills can add extra challenge to your run. Here we go with running again. What is up with that? Oh, everything's got to be a run. Okay, track your progress. If you're used to using gym equipment for monitoring, I'm sorry. Let me start over. If you're used to using gym equipment for monitoring performance, consider a fitness tracker or app to keep tabs on your outdoor workout stats. That's if you need to. I don't know. Like I said, I've been carrying around my phone, so it helps me with my steps, because I really was curious how many steps I make in a day, even inside my house. It's been kind of fun. And it's a lot. And but for some people that really motivates them, and I love that. But so for some people it doesn't. So don't let it be a distraction, is what I'm saying. If you're easily distracted like me, I can have too many gadgets. I don't really get into all that, but I totally approve of them. I have clients that really live by that tracker because they get enough steps in, they get enough sleep in, they get enough water in, and if it works, it works. Everybody's got a different personality on how that stuff works. Mind the weather. And it doesn't matter where you live. Like I have clients Jersey, Philly, Texas, Virginia, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Everybody says the same thing. It can change in a flash. Doesn't matter where you're living. I've always heard it. That's Virginia. That's Minnesota. That's Jersey. So
we have possible tornadoes later.
Yeah, like that's the thing. We didn't have that stuff. I feel like I brought that from the Midwest when I moved here. Dress appropriately for the season and check forecast before heading out. Avoid extreme heat or inclement weather. And I wonder if because we're from here and we're dealing with tidal, ocean, Mother Nature a lot, I feel like we do tend to do this a little more, like watch the weather a little more, because it can be intense when you live by an ocean, or a storm can be more stormier. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I hope others are, try to think about these safety things. I guess me from riding Harley, I've always been safety, follow the traffic rules, that kind of stuff. But these are things we don't think about as much. Our clothing, your safety, and the weather. Listen to your body. We talk about that a lot on this show. Outdoor workouts may involve more impact or resistance, like a beach workout. Boo. I don't do them anymore. I cheer people on. Oh, there's our timer, buddy.
We're
And
good.
we're right at the end anyway. So outdoor workouts may involve more impact or resistance. Sand. That's where I'm from. People love boot camps on the sand. I just go to cheer those people on, just like marathons. That's not my gig. But I respect people who do them, that's for sure. Have fun and explore. This will be our closing because we are getting ready to close up this show. But let's close up with have fun and explore. Use this transition as an opportunity to explore local parks, trails, outdoor fitness classes. That's always fun. I love anything that's group fitness. Variety can keep you motivated and engaged and get you around like-minded people. There's walking programs. I'm excited to get into like maybe not this summer, but next year I'll be more of a retiree, not like retired from work or anything, but my kid is getting ready to launch. I'm still launching an adult or have an older teenager adulting, an older adult. So I'll have more free time and stuff. And I'm excited for all those kind of, it sounds silly, but like walking programs and walking groups, just because we live in such a beautiful area. It's a great way to meet people that are like-minded when you're done parenting, or in this case, now we're changing seasons. So we change seasons of our life. We're actually changing seasons for real here, people. So use this beautiful time of the year to reinvent, reinvest into yourself. If you need help, always feel free to find Fit to Be Trained online, Fit to Be Trained live. Call me, email me, message me, anything you want. I'd love to help you out in your journey anytime. So have a great day. Steve, you have a wonderful day too.
You too, Karen. Good job. Good show.
Thank you. Woohoo.